Self-reflection is something that I completely understand, fully understand, because I do it a lot. I just self-reflect. I constantly think about my past, and I constantly compare myself to how I was, say, a year ago, or how I was 3 years ago, how I was yesterday. I feel like there's a common misconception with things. Oh, I can't record. Can you hear that noise? It's like I'm trying to be deep. I'm trying to get emotional. That noise is making me emotional, but in a good way. I feel like I should go a bit further away from the noise. I feel like, I've lost it. I'm going to tell you a story. When I first started YouTube, I was in a good place. I wanted to broadcast myself, which was the actual original purpose of what YouTube was to share a talent that you had, whether it be singing, whether it be dancing. You know, there's just all these constant things, like poetry, for example. There's all these different ways of being creative that you could just share, and I loved the idea of that, and I had something to say. I went into YouTube like face first, like boom, here I am. And I've had some success. Some of my videos reached like dizzy heights. One of my videos got like 100,000 views, for example. I think both of them video letters. And that's another thing as well, because when I was making video letters, like, that was brilliant for me. It was just a nice thing to do. And at the time in YouTube, it was a very, very hostile place. We had, you know, rap battles going on, and we had boxing matches going on, and all this negativity. And I never want to cater for negativity, because why would you want to do that? Because being positive is brilliant. Being positive is awesome. I look back in my life sometimes and I feel like I've at negative points in my life, like during breakups and that sort of stuff. There's so many things I want to delve into in this video, and I'm just going to delve into all of them because I've got so many points to make. I'm going to stop waffling. What does self-reflection even mean? I feel like regrets are a big part of self-reflection, because we have regrets in our lives, but I believe they're there for a reason. See, regret is the feeling after a mistake has been made, but at the time it may not be a mistake. At the time it might have felt so right. It might have felt like the best choice ever. And see, if we didn't make these mistakes, we wouldn't grow as people. When people say to you things like, you know, learn from your mistakes, like, it sounds like a dig, but it's honestly one of the most realist things someone can say to you, I guess. See, I feel like in my life I've made a lot of mistakes, you know, errors of judgment and that sort of stuff. I've trusted the wrong people. I've fallen into the wrong sort of relationship, and I've hurt people and people have hurt me. You know, what goes around comes around, I guess. But these choices that we make don't define us. What defines you is the person you are. Now that might just sound like, you know, silly words, but at this very moment in time, that feels so real to say. It feels so honest. It feels so true. See, nobody's perfect. I believe that perfection doesn't exist. You know, you might think that you might have found the right person, like the person who is perfect for you, like the missing piece of your jigsaw. But realistically, what I find weird is, especially in relationship terms, I mean, like, the chance of you finding the right one at the age of 20 are 1 in, 7.3 billion or something like that, like the population of the world. You know, it's weird, but I'm not hunting for it. I believe it comes to you. And it's true, there's been times when like my last relationship, I was looking for someone, and I found, you know, and that relationship broke down, but I had a good 2.5 year crack at it. I had a good little crack at the whip when it came to that relationship, and I've learned a lot from that relationship as well. I've learned to just follow my instincts, and like choices of your career and work and that sort of stuff. Like, I'm really happy working where I am. Maybe in 5 years time when I'm not working there, if I'm not working there, you know, I can be like, yeah, that was a mistake or whatever, but I don't think it is right now. I think it's a brilliant job. I really enjoy the people, I really enjoy the customers, I really enjoy the routine. Routines are really, really important in life. It's nice to have no routine, but when you're actually on a track, it's nice. Especially if you're enjoying doing what you're doing. Like, that's why no one likes going to school, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's why I didn't like going to school, because I didn't really enjoy school much. But, yeah, I don't know. Words, innit? Words. Self-reflection seems to get a bad rep. Put it this way. You know when people say, oh, all the music these days is rubbish. There's nothing good these days music-wise. The past is where it's at. I'm sure they were saying that at certain points in the past as well. When you compare the past to right now, right this second, right, music-wise, of course the music in the past is better than it is right now. Because the past is infinite. What I'm trying to say is, right, here are my 3 favourite songs. Car Radio is one of them. And then you have, I don't know, Rocket Man, for example. Rocket Man's a brilliant song. Gino by Dexy's Midnight Runners. Yeah, there might be gaps, but I can do the same for 3 more songs as well. But we pick out the good bits. Start with relationships. When you talk about relationships, you pick out the bad things because they impact you more. While I'm here, there's one thing I really want to try. I'm just gonna see if you can listen out for like this sort of noise. Worth a go, wasn't it? I think, maybe. Probably not.
Are you even paying attention to me right now?
Personally, I think it's wrong to think that self-reflection is a bad thing. If we didn't self-reflect over things like, you know, career, for example. I really want to talk about career because I brought it up the other day. Right, put it this way. I haven't had many jobs, but the jobs I have had have actually impacted the person I am today. So I picked up skills along the way from those jobs, but I don't like them. So my first job was working in a kebab shop, and it was literally just delivering leaflets for the kebab shop originally, and then I started working in the kitchen. Well, a kebab shop is basically a one big kitchen, but anyway, yeah, so I worked there for a little bit, and that was okay. You know, I was very, very young. It was slightly illegal, but you know, whatevs. That was then. Even then, I learned customer service because I was serving customers. I was taking orders and that sort of stuff, and I learned to listen to people. Then a bit later on, I got another job. This job was more of a career kind of thing. It was voluntary. Basically, I was the official photographer for a non-league football team, Hayward Swifts, who I still love to this day. I still support them, I still follow them. And that was really good because I've had a keen interest in photography for a very, very long time. And to do it as a hobby was just magnificent. And then I got a retail job in W.H. Smith's, and that was fantastic as well because, well, what has this got to do with self-reflection? I know what you're thinking, but not a lot. Cool, there's someone walking their dog over there. This is really awkward. They might walk past in a second. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah?
I've completely forgotten what I was talking about now. The dog's still there as well. Yeah, so what's this got to do with self-reflection? All these jobs, if I didn't learn from them and I didn't do them in the first place, then I wouldn't have the confidence that I have now. I want to relate this back to relationships as well because, as I said before the other day, the skills I learn and the life lessons that I learn, trusting my instincts and that sort of stuff, and be honest about your situation. Like, if you don't find the person that you're with sexually attractive or mentally attractive, physically, you know, all those things, just follow your heart, man. Just end it, you know. It's so horrible to do that, It really is. I want to say Rome wasn't built in a day, but that's got nothing to do with this. In a weird way, I could say things like you have to spend money to make money. I got that from The Big Les Show, which is fantastic, by the way. Sometimes memories are locked away, and it takes a certain thing to trigger it, like a little, and it's like an avalanche of thoughts just goes, and it's crazy. Like sometimes getting intoxicated can bring out all these memories and thoughts that you didn't even know existed. The shadows of my childhood that I'll never ever talk about because it was heavy, it was so dark. They're secrets for me to hold, and once again, as I mentioned earlier on, none of you will ever know about that unless I really want to talk about it. But for now, I don't want to. I understand that self-reflection is a very, very vague topic. It's so many different things, and it's quite a big challenge to make a whole video about it, hence why this video is going to be longer than my other one. I feel like it's important to realise where you are in life, to look around you and see where your feet are on the pavement or the floor and think, this is where I am. And you know where you've been. The only thing you don't know is where you're going. And that's a terrifying thing, but also a beautiful thing. I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. You don't know how you're going to feel tomorrow. And that's quite a scary thing, but you don't know till you try. There's times where I wake up in bed and I don't want to see a single person. Family included, myself included. I want to like avoid all reflection in general, like mirrors and stuff. But then I have a more internal reflection where I reflect on days where I felt better. And then my brain's all like, oh, try and find the thing that made you feel better. But it's hard to do that. It's easier said than done. And with mental health as well, it brings up a lot of self-reflection. Like for example, like depression days, down days, D days I like to call them. Or don't like to call them, rather. D-days are the days where you constantly think about days where you felt better and that sort of stuff, and it sucks because we all want to feel better. I was talking to a friend the other day about mental health and about like numbers, because he was going through depression as well, and I said to him, out of 10 being top of the bloody world, like happy as Larry, like living it up, 0 is actually like wanting to die, the epitome of sad. Where are you on that scale? That's what I asked him. And he said about a 6. Being a 6 is, I genuinely think 6 is like the average for everyone. 6 is just content. Just content with like what's going on. And that's what I am right now. Maybe I'm a 6 or a 7. I'm in quite a good mood today because I've eaten, I've had a few coffees, and you know, I've got my music and I've got you. Where are you on that scale? That's what I want to know. Like, that's my comment question of the video. Like, where are you right now? And then think about where you can be, what you can do to improve that number. Because not everyone's going to be a 10 straight away. There's certain people, there's certain songs, there's certain foods, drinks that make me feel on top of the world. Like, so good. And I might go and have one right now. I might go and have like a Blue Moon, for example. Blue Moon's a beer, by the way. It's made in Belgium. It's made of oranges. Very, very nice. I think it's made of oranges anyway. Anyway, just shut up. Self-reflection, not alcohol. Oh, Christ. The process of making this video in particular has been a slow and steady one. Basically, I'm working full-time at the moment, and I had like a week off. I had 12 days off, and my aim was to put 100%, or at least 70 to 100% of my time into this video. That didn't happen, sorry. I know that my YouTube channel is just slowly just chugging along. Making videos like this, thought-provoking videos like this, is really therapeutic for me, and I really enjoy the whole process of it, and I hope you guys enjoyed them as well. One thing I've struggled with is, let me explain. So I have made 3 separate videos for this video. I've made the main chunk, which is like the main kind of like 12-minute, 15-minute bit, and then I've got the ending, which is the epilogue, and then I've got this weird kind of psychedelic, choppy, kind of musical interlude that I'm not sure where to put it. So, oh my god, oh no, no. thank you to this tree here for being like a big old tripod. That was a brilliant night, to be fair. That really was. That was a house party at my friend's house. A drinking game called Ring of Fire, and I lost. And I'm so upset that I lost. And yeah, alcohol is a weird thing. It's a weird thing. But, you know, live and learn. I can self-reflect over that. Just not to do it, I guess. But yeah, honestly, self-reflection. Oof, what a topic. If you're ever worried about thinking too much, just think about this. It's better to think too much than not at all. Some memories are like footprints in the sand. Slowly they'll fade. Some are set in stone. For this project, I thought a lot about myself, about the person I've become. See, I know I'm not brilliant, but I'm doing my best. That's all we can do. It sometimes feels like I'm stagnating, making no footprints in the sand, but there's still time. Sometimes we'll trip up and we'll fall, but when you're down, there's only one way to go, and that's up.